Fab Four Reunion. The record store door jingles again, and suddenly there's Paul McCartney. Yes, the Paul McCartney, leaning casually against the counter with a smirk. Well, if it isn't Davy Tambourine Tornado Jones, he teases, nodding at the German Beatles single still clutched in Davy's hand. Trying to steal our thunder, eh? Davy gapes for half a second before recovering with a theatrical gasp. Steal? Me? Never. He clutches his chest like he's been shot, then grins and holds up the record. Just expanding my cultural horizons, and maybe planning a little friendly sabotage for your next chart position. Paul laughs while John, because of course it's John Lennon, snorts and mutters. Friendly sabotage? That your band's mission statement? Tambourine barks once, clearly voting yes. Cue Mickey bursting through the door with a crash of cymbals he definitely wasn't holding earlier. A time warp flickers. Suddenly they're all on Ed Sullivan's stage in 1964, mid-performance. Davy turns to camera mid-shimmy. Told you this story ain't over. Another Fab Four reunion. A crowd of giggling fans gathers to watch the shenanigans in the shop. And while Paul is busy arguing with John about tambourines versus hand claps, Davy is staring at the four of them like a kid on Christmas morning. Because, for the first time in his life, he's surrounded by literal legends who are just as into the music and fun of it all as he is. In that moment, he's never felt more at home. And as much as he loves his band and the chaos they create, he can't help wondering what. A musical meeting of minds. The four Beatles argue back and forth, and a little too loudly, oblivious to both the chaos and the crowd they've now gathered. It's like the epitome of pure creative chaos, and Davy can't get enough of it. He leans against the countertop, watching their banter with a wide grin. You're a bunch of mad bastards, he laughs, shaking his head. But man, are you fun to watch. John raises an eyebrow, grinning. Does that mean you want in on this madhouse? A madhouse audition. Davy's eyes widen. He can't believe he's being invited into the Fab Four inner circle just like that. Hell yes, he grins, his heartbeat going into overdrive. He's never wanted anything more, and they're offering it on a silver tray. Count me in. Scene: a madhouse jam session. John nods approvingly. Welcome to the madhouse, Davy. Now let's see what you can do. He hands Davy a spare guitar, which he swings over his shoulder with surprising confidence. The shop is suddenly vibrating with energy. Ready when you are, Davy grins, already itching to join in. Scene: rehearsal. Paul counts off, and they launch into a spontaneous, chaotic version of Paperback Writer that quickly devolves into laughter. The crowd roars in glee at the sudden impromptu performance. Some of them are even dancing along. Davy is positively beaming, even when John accidentally knocks him over while trying to hit a high note. This is exactly his element, just pure, unscripted fun with legendary musicians. It's even better than he imagined. A surprise encore. The group is still laughing at their chaotic performance when a familiar voice booms across the room. Having fun, boys? They all freeze, suddenly realizing that the shop's owner is staring at them all with a knowing look on his face. You better not be recording in my shop without a permit, he calls from behind the counter. Whoops, Paul grins, completely unrepentant. We might have gotten a bit carried away. Scene: a friendly warning. The owner shakes his head, but there's a smile tugging at the edges of his lips too. I've seen all kinds in here, he tells them, arms crossed. But never four grown men causing this much havoc in my record shop. John raises an eyebrow. Is that a complaint? A friendly retort. The owner laughs. Nah, not a complaint. Just, he waves a hand at the chaos they've caused with a wry smile. A warning. Try to keep the damage to a minimum, yeah? A promise. Paul nods, chuckling. We'll be on our best behavior. Davy grins and crosses his heart. We promise, he adds, winking. A final warning. The owner raises an eyebrow. Somehow I doubt that, he laughs. But all right, I'll hold you to it. He glances at the crowd still watching the spectacle with avid interest. And try to keep the audience under control too, yeah? A grand final bow. Davy and the Beatles grin sheepishly. Paul gives him a mock salute. We'll do our best. The owner rolls his eyes. Somehow I think your best is going to cause the biggest headache. Scene: a farewell performance. The Beatles and Davy end their impromptu performance as the crowd cheers and the owner grumbles good-naturedly. Davy hands the guitar back to Paul, cheeks flushed and eyes glittering with adrenaline. This has been the most insane day of his life, and he's already craving more of this chaotic, exhilarating music. As the record shop slowly empties out, he glances from one Beatle to the next and grins. That was incredible. Bloody hell, can we do it again tomorrow? A grand idea. John rolls his eyes, but there's a twinkle in them that betrays his excitement. You're just addicted to madness, he teases. Davy shrugs shamelessly, hands in his pockets. Life's more fun that way, innit? Paul slings an arm around Davy's shoulders, grinning. You're a man after my own heart, Davy boy. And maybe we should do it again tomorrow, if we can find a new shop that won't try to banish us on sight. The invitation. John snorts, adjusting his sunglasses. Reckon we could set up on the sidewalk like buskers if all else fails. Paul's eyes light up. Or... He snaps his fingers and points at Davy with sudden inspiration. We crash one of your monkeys' rehearsals. Turn it into a proper British invasion free-for-all. Davy gasps, clutching imaginary pearls. You'd subject Mike to this madness? Brilliant. He'll either throttle us or start composing symphonies out of sheer spite. Behind them, George, who's been quietly tuning a guitar in the corner, mutters, Can we at least finish stealing these German imports first? Cue tambourine gleefully chewing on an employees-only sign. Mike Nesmith, halfway across town, suddenly sneezes violently mid-interview. Reporter blinks. Bless you? Mike narrows his eyes at the horizon like he can sense the incoming chaos, and slowly reaches for his flask.